we go.
No, you're good. I agree.
Everyone's ready. We'll get this meeting started. I'd like to welcome y'all to our September 25th regular meeting. Bob, if you would, call the roll.
Todd Fisher, City of Benton.
Here.
Mariah Wickle, City of Bryant. Vicky Kentner, Salem Water.
Here.
Bobby Westbrook, City of Haskell, present. Southwest Water, Wendell Rubino.
Here.
Saline County Water and Sewer, Jamie Reagan. City of Shannon Hills, Kim Hampy.
Here.
And East End Water, Kim Copeland.
Here.
We have 6 present, 2 absent, 3 absent.
Thank you. I declare this meeting open for business. First thing we need to approve the minutes. When you get ready, Bobby. I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting if there's not any questions.
I will. So moved.
Oh,
Second. Motion and second. All in favor say aye. Opposed? Thank you. Financial report, Bob.
All right, financial report, beginning August 1st and ending August 31st, in the, excuse me, checking account number 1, the meter fee checking account, we had deposits in the amount of $10,965 even. No other disbursements or anything, leaves an ending balance of $164,902.58. Checking account number 2 is the First Security main operating account. We had a beginning balance August 1st of $207,609.77. We earned interest and deposits in the amount of $86,912.95. We had disbursements in the amount of $185,801.62, leaving an ending balance of $108,721.10. Savings account at Farmers Bank and Trust, there was a beginning balance for August 1st of $6,712.16, no activity with the same ending balance. Gateway CDs, there was no activity this month, had a beginning value of $47,870.79, the same ending value. And the checking account number 3, the easement acquisition account at First Security, got a beginning balance of $25,218.22. Transferred $50,000 from the operating account. We earned $8.47 interest. Disbursements was in the amount of $4,796.40, leaves an ending balance of $70,430.29. And I'll turn it over to Rhonda and let her give the rest of the financial sheet.
Okay, thank y'all. Just want to touch on 2 or 3 things. You always ask me on the running total. You can see that spreadsheet there. As of today, the running total, we have $4.255 million left of the ARPA money. I will be sending in $4,255,313. Do you have a question on that? Okay. And that includes the invoice that I'm going to be sending tonight when I get home for $147,000. Just so you know, it includes that. I'm trying to get it as fresh as possible for you. You'll also see on this billing sheet, when you approve the financials, you will be approving that $147,000 bill that I'll be sending when I get home. The accounts receivables report that is there, that's as of September 25th of $176,089. That is $138,000 that is on the way to us. It has been mailed. That's for easements. that were paid out, and then the other amount is that money that we've been working with them that's left over. I have sent Angie more information on it again, and she's looking at it. If it does not work this time, I'll just write it off. I mean, you know. But I keep trying to capture that money. And then you will also recognize that as of tonight, you'll be adding another $147,000 to the accounts receivables as soon as I build that and get back. I think that hit the high points of everything, unless you had any questions, because I really want to give the time to the auditor who is here to talk with you about the audit or the financials that they did for us. I was pleased with it. I think you should be pleased with it. Anyway, do you have any other questions
No, ma'am.
about any of this? Oh, one other thing I want to know. I have worked it out with the county. My understanding, I will be able to bill them twice a month so that we can turn these things faster, so that, you know, for easements and things like that, where we need to get that money back, we'll be able to turn it. So that's why I did that $138,000 a couple of weeks ago, a week and a half ago, that we're getting to start just turning it faster and quicker.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Good.
Introduce you to Zeke here, who is our accountant that looked at the books, and you have your audit document now.
Well, thank the board for letting us do the audit, and thank Rhonda. She was a big help, had everything clean and very orderly. It's always nice when that happens. Page 1 of the financial statements is the management discussion analysis. That's kind of just a summary. Page 3 is our independent auditor's report. It was an unmodified opinion, which is the good one. Page 6 begins the statement of net position. And keep in mind, this is as of December 31st, 24. Since this was the first year single audit, it takes a little bit longer to do than normal. Next year, we should get it done much quicker. As of December 31st, the total cash in the bank was $391,000. That was an increase of $315,000 from the prior year. There was a receivable of $866,000 from the county, which was received shortly after year end. Total capital assets, that's land, easements, and construction in process, is right at $2.2 million. Left your total assets at $3.5 million. The liabilities, the $691,000 accounts payable, that was to the engineering firm, and that was paid pretty quickly after year end. Page 7, the statement of revenues and expenses. Grant income of $2.4 million, all from the county. Left total revenues of $2.5 million. Had operating expenses of about $62,000, and that left your operating income about $2.5 million, which I know is a little deceiving since you did have disbursements buying land and construction process, but that hasn't been depreciated yet since the system is not online. Page 8, the statement of cash flows. Shows cash provided by operating activities is $1.6 million. Net cash used by capital and financing activities is $1.3 million, and that left the increase of $315,000 for the cash. Page 9 begins the notes to the financial statements. Note 1 is just kind of some basic policies. Page 10, note 2, just shows that as of December 31st, you were $13,000 uninsured in the bank. Not a big deal, but just something we have to note in the financial statements. Note 3, you had a couple of note payable that were paid off in 2024, and so that's what that note's about. Note 4 goes into a little more detail about the capital assets. Page 11, the schedule of expenditures of federal awards, and this is really why you had to have the audit done, is because you had more than $750,000 in federal expenditures, and that's what this $2.4 million shows. Page 12 is our audit report on the internal controls. We randomly selected 20 disbursements, tied it out to the invoices and canceled checks and authorization, and everything looked good there. We issued an unmodified report on that, which is the good one. Page 14 is our audit report on compliance. Each federal award has its own compliance supplement, and it has testing that has to be done. We did that testing, and there were no issues, no findings on that, so we issued another unmodified opinion there. Page 17 is schedule of prior year audit findings, and there were none. Page 18 is the schedule of findings and question cost, and there were none for this year either. And tomorrow I'll get the data collection form submitted to federal government so that they get satisfied with their information.
Yes, sir.
Have any questions?
Good.
All right, thank you.
This does need to be approved. Vicki,
Yes, ma'am.
I would like for the board to formally approve.
The audit.
Yeah, I think Todd was fixing.
Well, no, I was looking at you, y'all are busy writing, so I'm just waiting. I'm looking at y'all.
No, you're good. No, you must always do that. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
This. All right. We need a motion to accept the auditor's report and the financial report. We do that in one, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we have, I'll make a motion that we accept the August financials and the 2024 audit as presented.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Ms. Rhonda, before we leave that, I wanted you to say again, Judge Brumley just came in and he and I did some work on this the other day, so I want him to hear your last remark. I like that.
Oh, about the 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am, we're going to do it every 2 weeks. I think that's a good thing.
I'll let them know that you and I had talked, and you cleared the way for me to bill every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can get in a cycle then of these things being reimbursed quicker, sooner, easier, so we don't have a 30-day lag. You know, we're on a 2-week cycle. And Angie has done a good job of the last couple getting them back to me very
Yes.
quickly. So that allows us to really get that stuff turned around.
And,
Okay.
and let,
Is that agreeable with our conversation? Okay, let's go make sure.
And let me say here, I'm jumping a little bit ahead of my notes, but also next week we're having easement acquisition committee meeting and redoing, changing some of the ways we did things there. They will, and we'll speak to that in just a minute. But a lot of that's going on, and we've been meeting with people too, like our conversation. We're working in that direction. So, thank you. Matt, if you're ready, how about, I tell you what, let's do that easement committee first. I'm sorry, hang on. Mariah had to step down as chairman. We need to elect another one tonight for that committee, especially before this meeting coming up. I would entertain a motion to elect a chairman off of that committee, if we can do that tonight.
I'll make a motion to elect Sean Jackson as president of the easement acquisition committee.
Second?
Second.
Motion second. All in favor of Sean being the chairman, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, I agree. Congratulations, Sean.
Maybe.
Maybe.
In agreement?
That's fair. That's fair. No. And while we're on that, there is we have a special meeting coming up Monday of that committee and they're going to set the rules that Rhonda was talking about and some other things, how we're going to do business. And we're also discussing, and I'm not raining on your parade, Sean, I'm looking forward to you. But one thing they're going to talk about is picking those checks up at the office, not any in the post office, or take them to them. And that'll be their decision, not mine. And so, anyway, I'm looking forward to that. And I have talked to a lot of people on the easements, and we'll go through this quick. We've got some ready to go, waiting on them, but they're all being very patient, waiting on their money. It's coming. And so we're doing pretty good. We should get several of them next week if we have a lucky week. All right, Matt, if you're ready, buddy. We talked about the water line routing and the
He gave it to us, but I have some questions. Do you want to go, can you go? Yeah, I got some questions about what they presided. On the TSR to Highway 70, I see the current design pipe length is 43,100 linear feet. Is that to the east point of Highway 70, or is that to Highway 70?
That's to the interstate. basically.
Okay.
To the cross, where they're going to cross.
Again, and I've said this to Sean, my concern about trying to get easements along Highway 70 before we have a final path, I don't want us to get easements all the way to the east and then go, uh-oh, and have to back up west and then go across. You understand what I'm saying? Okay.
So how would you propose that we?
I'd say before we hold up on trying to acquire easements along Highway 70. When I say along, because there's some, along the route, you're trying to get to Highway 70 and then follow Highway 70, correct? And then we're going to jump across somewhere that, okay, now we're going to try to get through here. What happens if you have to back up west because there is not a path and then come back over? And we've already bought easements all the way to the east. I don't want to spend money that then we go, oh, well, we got an easement that we'll never use. All I'm saying is, I understand we got to get to Highway 70. We work on those easements to that point, and then until we have a final path,
When you say final path.
a routed final path,
With easements.
not with easements.
Well, we have a path, but we don't have the easements.
Well, you're saying you have a final path? Exactly where it's going to be?
From from where it crosses 70 to the water plant,
Yeah, I mean, exactly where that line's going to be.
with a couple of exceptions, which I'm about to go over with you.
Okay, then that's fine. Then I know that. That's fine. As long as we got this is where it's going.
Until we have the easements, it's not final
I
path.
agree with that. I understand that, but,
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of exceptions, which I'm going to go over with you in just a second.
okay,
Otherwise, we have a path,
okay. All right,
a vetted path.
that line can go into, okay.
Well,
All right.
there's a couple big exceptions.
Yeah, I know.
I'll show you. Yeah, one of them you know about.
I know about it. There's a lot of congestion through there.
Right.
There's a whole lot of congestion. All right,
Good point.
that's all, that's, all
Yeah.
Okay.
I get it. Yeah, that's good.
right,
We actually
I'm good.
need those before the reservoir. We need to be that completed, everything up to that point. I'm with you. Yes, sir.
all right.
All right, Matt?
Okay. What's the title of my presentation? Engineering update?
Mm-hmm.
Water line routing.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So here's the route that you're talking about, Todd. We have a route. Here's the route. The color-coded areas here, the green route is this is a surveying progress map. So we have our survey crews that have been out there working every day for months now. And we've completed, the green is we've completed the field surveying this far. And then the red are some gaps that we have, and the blue is partially surveyed. So that's the route that we are working with there, from where we cross Highway 70 here. You see my hand? To the water plant site. So our surveyors have been out there in the field every day. The green is, we use drone LiDAR surveying and as well as ground surveying to tie all that together, and they've gotten that far. So that's. Is there any questions about that route, Todd? Before I move on, it's the same route that we've been working with for a while.
I mean, I see it. Is it
Okay.
possible along Jackman?
Yes, I mean we vetted the route.
Well, it's still blue along Jackman.
Well, this is we vetted it from a constructability standpoint. Blue just means that the
So you're able to
field
put
surveying's not started.
along the front side of Jackman, you're able to be right off that road, a 50-foot easement through there? Okay. And then, you know the other one,
Sorry?
you know the other one.
Yeah. So there's a couple of places where we have some issues with this route that we need to tell you about. One is the Carter property, which Todd has told me about in the past, but we've now, there's now signs that are posted out there on the property that states that it's been, what did it say, gone to the planning commission? Is that right? Yeah. So the route that we had, the route that we were planning, this is a big property owned by Mark Carter subdivision there off of Mountain View Road. And we were planning or hoping to hug the south property line right here along this property line. Kind of hard to see that blue line. Can y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
And then cut and turn up and go through here. There's a cemetery right here that we have to avoid. So our surveyors found some signs posted out there. I'm sure they're public hearing signs of some sort of a plat that's been submitted to the planning commission. So we did some research, called the engineering firm that's doing the layout. We got the subdivision layout, and so that's the subdivision layout. What did you say, 300 homes?
300, or this one's 289 now.
289 home subdivision. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, this is not good right here. If they're going to plat this with 40 lots down through here, and we're going to be stuck in these tiny little backyards, that's not a good place to be. So we've got some rerouting to do to get around this property, and one option is to jump on the south side of this property line and run all the way down. The cemetery is still on the way right here, and run all the way down to Mountain View Road. But when you get to Mountain View Road, there's the solar farm that's right up here next to the road, which makes it hard to slide on the east side of Mountain View Road, and there's some houses that are pretty close to the edge of the road there. So, the only option coming down this way is likely to be in the road somehow, and having asked the county judge that. Haven't put that idea out to him. He doesn't seem like he likes that. That sounds an idea. Maybe not the best idea. But we're probably looking at trying to swing around the north side of this property and come out over here this way. So this property is in a little bit of limbo. to get around this Carter property. So, you know, I want to bring that to your attention. Any questions, y'all stop me. The other property that we want to inform you about is the Hutchinson property. Mr. Hutchinson here?
I don't think so.
So these guys, my guys have been talking with Mr. Hutchinson, and he's got property down in the floodplain, you know, down here along the Entergy power line down in the floodplain. And this blue route, you can clearly see the Entergy transmission line route going through here. Well, he has converted this, all these big pieces of property, he's converted into wetlands mitigation banks. And so as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh no. And so, which means it's protected, and to go through there, we would have to replace those wetland areas by buying other wetland areas somewhere else. It's a Corps of Engineers process. If you're not familiar with wetlands, it's a Corps of Engineers process where they're trying to maintain the wetlands, and so if you disturb some wetlands areas, you got to replace it somewhere else or pay for it so they can replace it. It can get very expensive when there's a large piece like this. If it's a small piece here or there, we usually can be able to deal with it, but he's got, this is, how far did you say it is?
7,100 feet.
Yeah, so it's a mile and a half length through this area. And the wetland bank goes right up to the right-of-way of the Entergy right-of-way, to the line. And so, Brett's not been able to vet this through the Corps of Engineers yet, but he told Brett that, and he works for RDOT, and he does environmental work for RDOT, and by all means, it seems like he knows what he's talking about for sure. And he told Brett that he thought it would be a $600,000 cost for this easement across this property. Which is why as soon as I saw it, I wanted nothing to do with it. So, an alternate route would be to turn, and he owns several of these pieces here, you know, Hutchinson. But this is the Folks property here south of him, and then an alternate route could be to turn west and zigzag our way through here a little bit and get back over on, eventually end up back over here on Miss Robbins' property, the Bray property, to get back up here to where we wanted to come from. So they said that he didn't really want to do that. He'd rather us come this way. He'd also rather get $600,000. So I'm not sure about all that yet. We still got to figure out all the ins and outs of that.
Is this Folks you're talking about?
No, this is
You're still on Hutchinson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Folks is the one south of there, and
He's
I'm not sure anybody's contacted him.
That's Dr. Folks, he's a dentist. Is that who that is? He just bought that a couple years ago. That's his deer hunting property.
Well, on his property, there's not a problem. We're still
Yeah.
going to be hugging the Entergy right away across his
Okay.
property. But it's Mr. Hutchinson is the one that's got his
Yeah.
entire, I mean, not entire, but most of his land tied up in this wetlands bank. And so, which means you can't cut any trees, has to be undisturbed, all these restrictions
Yeah.
to maintain environmental, health. All this is in the floodplain. So, I think, well, I should say that this is the floodplain line, right? Yeah, so this is all in the floodplain over here. There's a little piece right through here that gets out of the floodplain, but for the most part, it's all in the floodplain. Yeah. So this red line can go around his properties and avoid the wetlands areas. But they met with him, had a great meeting in the field, and showed him this map and showed him a couple of different options in this red line. He said he didn't want to do any of their options. He wanted to stick with the original line.
He is a good man. He paid for all that baling hay. He worked his whole life. He's filling barns up with hay and sell it.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good fella. Go around him.
Well, it's all trees now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it.
So he, at first, as Brett said, at first, at first sight, he wasn't real keen on us going across his property, but we gotta get across there some way or another, and if we had to cross, this red route was the one that he preferred, so. We're gonna,
Matt, can
Yeah,
I
okay.
add a couple of things?
Yeah.
I have talked to Clint, his son, and that's who we met with.
Yes, sir.
Butch is 80-ish, and.
I knew he was up there, I couldn't remember.
Clint's the spokesperson for the family,
Yes, sir.
and that's who we met with. Some of the alternate routes that we talked with him about went right through his barn, or through his pond, or next to his house, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons for sticking with the original routing next to the Entergy pipeline.
Right.
And the way that, what Brett's had, or Matt has had some conversations with Entergy, we can have a working area, like a temporary construction easement along part of their power line. And we've only got to buy 35 feet on the Hutchison property, but it's still 7,100 feet long, and it turns out to be about 6 acres. But it's going to cost,
Yeah.
because of all the federal government and Corps of Engineer rules and the land bank rules and everything else.
Yeah.
It's going to cost well over $600,000 to do it.
we've done
For
confirmed
30
that,
acres.
'cause that's what he says.
That's what he said, but he knows more about this stuff, mitigation, land banks and stuff, than 99.9% of the people in Arkansas, because it's what he does all day, every day for a living.
Yeah.
The Corps could deny us buying mitigation bank
Really?
credits,
Yeah.
and if there is an alternate option.
It's like
And that's what he
replacing
said,
the
was the
land.
Corps is gonna ask what
Clearly, they're-
alternate routes have you looked at?
Yeah.
Even then, it's not a one-to-one. You disturb 1 acre.
You gotta buy two. It's credits, they call them, not acres.
Mm-hmm.
And he said this would calculate out to be about 50 credits, which means you gotta buy 100 credits
Yeah.
at about $12,000 a credit.
So you can see, if you see this picture, you can see the timber, and you can do the weather. It's just, it's planted there for a reason.
Well, he said all the pines have been cut or are in the process of being cut, and they have already done mitigation and replanting to bottomland hardwood, which was what their mitigation required from the Corps. He said the pine trees are mostly gone. They've still got some more to harvest.
I see.
He's added in the rest of their lands, basically, so now it's nearly 100% into mitigation. He's got an application in the Corps to do it.
Yeah, I think he's added in this piece and this piece into it now.
That road is also in the mitigation bank.
This,
And the road itself is in the mitigation area.
Yeah.
So possibility of going down the road is just like going along the pipeline.
so anyway, just FYI, just wanted you to know this is going on, and
Good.
we're trying, this is such a big track, we're talking to him, Randy knows the family, and so we've been talking with him directly to try to work something out, so whenever we do go to, put it in design and give an easement, then it'll be expected.
Yeah.
I think that's all I've got, unless you have any questions. We're
working away,
Good,
and everything else as well.
good. Any more questions from Matt? Next thing on old business is doing this additional rate that is solely volumetric and would not include a meter fee. We talked about that a little bit. Sardar's not here tonight. I didn't see him. Yes, that's it right there. Thank you, Randy.
I'm not leaving.
Okay, I got a question for you in a minute, bud. Perry, before we go any further on this 250, if we change that or do what we're talking about doing, how much kickback would that be in contracts already signed and roughly? And East End has questioning that a little bit, and they need to. That 250 is what they would be paying, so we take them into consideration.
Is there a question for Perry?
Are you, either one? I said Perry first.
He didn't hear you, I don't think.
I don't think he heard you.
Okay, no, I was saying, would that cause kickbacks on our contracts already in place, that 250?
You're asking, removing of the 250 meter fee, will it cause issues with who?
East End,
Okay.
Anybody that's got a contract
and
now,
anybody that has a contract
I would
speaks
think-
to that 250, wouldn't it, Todd? Or would it?
Vicky, I'd have to look at that. I don't think I'm able
Okay.
to give you an answer on the fly.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And I know we're gonna keep bringing it up till we get this figured out.
At the last meeting that you were vacant at, it came, Jason brought it before
Yes,
the board going to a volumetric proposal. He threw out could we have two different rates? I'm not on the finish, but I think that would be hard to keep straight. I think you have to be one way or the other, but that's the question. The question would need to be that.
well, I don't have that, what we had in those. We didn't do minutes, or we didn't take any action on that, we just kicked it out there.
It was just,
you just kicked it out to this month.
Yeah,
It-
to come back.
What do you mean, two different rates?
one that has a meter fee,
Yeah?
that you have a meter fee based on how many ever meters you have in your city. So that means you'll have a lower volumetric rate. And then somebody like Sardis, who's like, well, I want just a volumetric rate because I'm not having all my cities, all my meters are not being impacted by the water I'm buying. Having a volumetric rate that's just based on gallons.
Okay.
No meter fee, zero meter fee. I mean, it goes back to what we discussed, I don't know how long ago that
Way
was.
back,
Yeah,
Way back before the contracts were signed.
that is correct.
that's right.
That is correct. Well, when the contracts were and I guess the contracts are because at first it was just an MOU, and then the final contract. Yes.
Matt, so have you ran into this somewhere else, dealing in water contracts and water?
Yes. It can go either way. The bondholders like to see some revenue, if you're gonna do a meter fee, then I'd like to see that revenue because it's not related to volumetric usage, so it's guaranteed income every month. It's not subject to water usage patterns. You're gonna pay the same amount every month, The debt service payment, so to speak. But
I
in
would
this
like to,
case,
I would like to hear on his statement on what a bond counsel would prefer from Ryan
Yeah, that's fair.
before, because y'all were gonna meet with Ryan. You and Mariah were going to supposedly be with,
yeah, that didn't come up.
oh, that was, okay.
That wasn't.
I know that wasn't, but I thought y'all said, well, we're meeting anyway, so we'll, because I was going to originally follow up on that and ask, but you said, well, we're meeting with,
Yeah, well,
it didn't come up.
We didn't get to it.
Okay.
So you're saying now they like the 250 for a guarantee?
I think if you're gonna do it, it needs to be actually more than 250. I mean, it's not enough to guarantee much debt service
Right.
at $2.50. You're not guaranteeing much, so
Right.
you're not, Loan of White is the last one that I remember that did it, and rural development made them do it. And they still have a $5 per meter per month fee. But ironically, they are just right now discussing the want and the need to eliminate the meter fee and go to a standard volumetric rate for all of their water and eliminate the meter fee. So take it for what it's worth. They've done it for about 15 years, and what ends up happening is, right now ours is only $2.50, so it's not a lot of revenue.
No.
But what ends up happening is the effective water rates for each member is different, depending on how many meters you got and how much water you buy.
Mhm.
And that's what they've gotten into up there, is they've got all their members are paying different effective water rates, and they're like, why would, the math is crazy. And so they like to get away from it.
That's why I bailed out of the finish, because I knew my volumetric rate was going to be a much higher rate than everybody else, because the number of meters I had
Yeah.
versus the volume I was going to be taking, and
I
I'm
remember that.
like, so that's why I was like, no, I'm not doing your finished water if you're going to have a meter fee. Because it would I would substantially pay more for my water than everybody else,
Yeah.
just because
No.
percentage-wise, it's such a difference.
Yeah.
They can be done either way, but I know Sardis, is Roger here?
No,
So
and toll.
Sardis, that's a problem for them, right? Because they don't have to pay the meter fee for their entire system.
Right.
And so if it was just a volumetric rate, they would be more likely to come and join. Same thing for toll.
Same thing.
Same thing for you. We drop the meter fee, then.
And if I get finished water, then I'm being charged at the rate that, if I'm saying I'm not gonna take zero, and I end up having to take some in an emergency, then I'm paying the same as everybody else, but y'all didn't budget for that, so that helps, that money then goes straight to debt service, and you're then offsetting those dollars later. I mean, I discussed last time, the largest wholesale water provider in the state does it that way. I mean, and that's Beaver. I say that, CAW might be the largest, I don't
Well, they're
know.
not wholesale, they're retail.
Okay, you're right,
Beaver is.
all wholesale.
Yeah, 4 meters.
Would you rather, I'm kind of befuddled, confused.
I don't care, because I'm out of it. I think it's a decision by all the finished water members.
Yeah.
If one thing to consider is if we were to eliminate the meter fee, that's the only thing, East End's paying.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
East
with
End
it.
wouldn't be paying anything,
Yeah.
because they're not gonna take finished water on day one,
Unless things change, I mean, and I
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
And if Sardis, I'm not sure how much water Roger would, to do the numbers right, I need to know how much water Sardis would take, and how we will get water to Sardis, how much water is Toll gonna take,
Toll gonna take.
and how we will get water to Toll.
Yeah.
And that's what I really need to happen. So we probably need to meet with those groups
Sure.
first.
All right, let's back up. Todd, if you raised the 250, would you rather raise the 250 and not do any volumetric? If we had to,
What?
You have to.
we were talking about,
I'm not in finished water. Y'all can do whatever you want. I'm speaking freely. I don't have a game, so I'm not gonna tell you what Todd would wanna do. Because I have my separate contract for wholesale. I think that's for y'all finished water people to decide how y'all wanna do it. Y'all are the ones that are gonna have to renegotiate a contract.
It's
Yeah.
if we reduce it to zero, it jumps to like $5.30
Change the
instead
contract.
of $5. So it's not a huge difference. Did you understand?
No.
If we drop it to zero, it increases the wholesale water rate to like $5.33 a thousand instead of $5. So it's not a huge difference in that respect. But we take that revenue away from meter fees, we gotta get it from the volumetric rate. We gotta get the revenue somehow, some way. But it's just it's a small increase in the volumetric rate.
But if we go to changing contracts, and somebody don't want to change contracts, they say, well, I'm out, then we're back in a worse position than we are right now, correct? If a member dropped out.
Oh, we don't need a member to drop
That's
out.
what I'm saying,
No,
if somebody could drop out, if
that's where
they
we're
may
at.
not like this new method, and they say, well, if we're going that way, I don't want no part of it. So, I mean, we can't afford that either.
yeah,
I mean, I would think it'd have to be all, would we have to amend the bylaws as well?
That's exactly what I said to Dick. You gotta wanna make sure that exactly what needs changing before any specifics get.
yeah, we don't change any of that money. And I
That's
think,
because I don't have it with me, and I don't feel comfortable giving advice on a document I don't have. My gut tells me that all contracts will need to be changed in the same way, possibly accepting bins, and that we will probably not need an amendment to the bylaws, but I'd be doing you a disservice if I said that as a positive fact.
I would tend to agree with you, because I think the bylaws would allow the board to just reduce the meter fee to zero.
yeah,
I hope the numbers aren't locked in. I hope they're based on some type of formula and they're able to be adjusted, because if they're exactly locked in, then that's gonna be an issue.
Todd, the 33 cents sounds reasonable, because if you take that $2.50, divide it by 33 cents, how many average thousands does each household use? It sounds about right. At about 7,000 gallons a month.
I think, to your point, I think the bylaws, I hope, allows the meter fee to be adjusted at the board's discretion.
I suspect it does, but I don't want to say that.
Right.
I'll make a motion to table it to next month's meeting. So Perry can find out.
If Barry can find that out, and then maybe we can go have a meet with Toll.
yes, we need to anyway,
Toll and Sardis.
yes. We are gonna meet with them, I assure you. They got a lot going on.
I'll send an opinion on that to the entire board within 10 days from now.
Good deal.
Is that acceptable?
Yes, sir. Very.
Does that need a motion or not?
No.
Table it? Do we need a motion to table this till next month, or?
It's just a discussion. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
Rescind my-
I like it better. Good. All right. We had, anything else in old business? No, we'll move into new business.
Can I make a motion that we add discussion of the Entergy,
Yes.
I don't know what we want to call it, the Entergy, it's not really proposal discussion, the Entergy potential purchase of land or lease of land to the discussion?
Yes. We need that.
That's in new business?
Yes.
write that like he wants it and then read it, please.
This suits you. I have a motion by Todd to add introduce inquiry and to purchase a property along the Washita River.
Sounds good to me.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye. Opposed? Thank you. First thing in new business, Randy's still here. I'll get to you in a minute, my friend. We met with A&RC last week, a couple of weeks ago, and they presented us with a lot of ideas and things we're still working with them. And we're also working with private financing, and in fact, that's about all we've been doing is we're looking at hiring someone. I'll probably come back to the board next month, possibly. Maybe someone to work full-time on grants, so just think about it. And lobbying these politicians. And period, we cannot use a lobbyist with that name, right? So someone similar to that. We will need to talk about it as we get closer to push for this money. And we've got some good people out there working right now looking at private financing and grants and A&RC, what they will do. So there's a lot going on, will be going on. Now, another thing in new business I want to talk about right now is this 13.5 acres on Congo Road. We have, the easement is in. We have,
Appraisal.
Yes,
Appraisal.
appraisal, I'm sorry. What did I say, easement?
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, thank you.
I got a question first.
Go ahead.
You're through with the A&RC meeting part?
Yeah.
That's all you had to say about it? Okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure.
So, we have appraisal in on that 13.5 acres. We need to discuss it. Randy, I want to tell you thank you because I know how hard it was to get that to the table. You did a good job. And so that number, if you want to, you can speak to it if you'd like to. Anything, we know how important that property is. Right now, I know the board has indicated that we're spending most of our money on easements, so.
Would you like me to address the
Yes,
board?
yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I would, I'm sorry.
Okay, for one, y'all hadn't met me, I'm Randy Bridges. I work for Christ Engineers, but I'm from Benton, grew up in Benton, ran a business here for years, lived here for most of my life. And anyway, Matt has asked me to help out some on some things. And one of them, after it came up, was a for sale property, 13.5 acres. It's got about 400 feet of footage on Congo Road, maybe 500. It's a quarter-mile deep, goes back and adjoins the 40 acres that y'all have bought to build a water plant. It's just south of the Salem Dairy Bar, about a quarter, third of a mile, something like that. So Mrs. Purcell, whose name the property is still in, now I haven't seen the documents and deeds, I'm sure Perry has, is 102 or 3 years old. She's in nursing home. Now, you met with her at the nursing home, right, Vicki? But her son-in-law is Curtis Hogue. He is the son of Dr. Hogue, who was a physician in Benton forever. My mom worked for him in the early 60s as a nurse, and he was my doctor for a good part of my life. He was my Sunday school teacher for several years, and I've just got a relationship with that family. Curtis was star quarterback in high school, married the head of the cheerleading squad, went to Ouachita, graduated Ouachita, went to Fayetteville, went to law school, and has been a lawyer, and they've stayed in Fayetteville the rest of his career and are still there. There's another sister to that family that my understanding is they live in Arkadelphia and own a furniture store. I'm just telling you all this history to understand where we're at. Curtis, being the lawyer in the family, he's driving everything, but his wife Edie does the conversations with Mrs. Purcell. And I don't know exactly how their business is set up, whether they've got trusts, whether things are still in Miss Helen's name or what. I have no idea, and Curtis and I didn't discuss that. But Curtis has been very willing to talk. And Edie, his wife, has talked to her mom, and they have basically agreed to listen to an offer. And so we got an appraisal. First one came in, didn't look right to me. No. And I said so. And got sent back to the appraisers. And so the appraisers came back and included this time, which they had omitted the first time, what the board had just bought for the water plant, okay, which was made a big difference. I mean, I'll just be honest with y'all. I mean, y'all set the bar in that area with what you paid for that property, and that was a good 40-acre tract. And I'm just going to give you my personal thoughts about where we're at. The appraiser's recommendation came back at $42,600 something dollars for the Purcell property.
Per acre.
Per acre, yeah, per acre. And I'm from here. I grew up here. I know people here, and I own property here. And my opinion was that was still wrong. I didn't like some of the comps that they used. I didn't think they were reasonable comps. And these are my personal thoughts, okay, of me as a property owner and what I would be willing to do and expect. You paid $46,000 an acre, approximately, 46.2 or anyway.
It's 45.
45, we paid 45.
45 even.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they,
45 even.
anyway, this is a smaller tract. It's 1/3 the size. And it's got Congo Road frontage.
Lots of it.
Plenty of it. For the road, for the water line, for an office that sits right there on the road next to it, whatever you want to do. So from my thinking and what I know about, little I know about property in Saline County, that property is worth a good chunk more than what you paid for what you got. And I think, just my opinion, I'm not an appraiser, but I think you want to make these people a decent, reasonable offer, and not they look at it and laugh and say, no, never mind, we're not interested in talking to you anymore. And I think if you make them a decent, reasonable offer, they'll probably take it. Or they may come back with a counter, but it won't be a huge counter.
Right.
My opinion, I think around $55,000 an acre is a reasonable number to offer them up front. So, any questions?
So basically, they've seen the appraisal, and Paul's back in our court.
Yeah, I sent the appraisal to Curtis. He replied back, we'll be happy to entertain an offer.
Ball's back in our court,
That-
the board wants to make it on.
That's all he said. Right. Perry, any question? Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you, Randy. So that would be times 13 and a half. I wrote it down, but I don't have it with me. I can't remember.
45 times 13 and a half is 607, 500.
So 55,
55 times 13.5 equal 742, 500.
yeah.
Dickie, do
Sir.
you really need the full 13 and a half? I think it's more a matter of convenience. If we're getting up into these numbers, we need to start thinking about what we really need and what we don't.
Right,
Because my personal opinion, the property's not worth that, the 55.
right.
It has no water, it has no sewer.
It has no water?
Well, it does,
Comes down the road,
it does, I'm sorry, it has,
It's got
it has,
everything except sewer.
it doesn't have sewer.
yeah, yeah,
And it won't have sewer unless it comes into Benton.
Right.
right.
And y'all are about a mile away.
So that would limit what development could go in there,
That is correct,
obviously.
yeah.
Did they say they would entertain an offer of purchasing a fraction of the piece? We're still talking about that.
I discussed that with Curtis at first, but we just changed over to talking about selling the whole tract because of the interest that the board had expressed before about
Yeah.
wanting the whole tract in order to have that Congo Road entrance and have ability to build water tower on one part of it and room for, more room for the water plant.
Yeah, the other thing that property has that's advantageous to us is in the southeast corner is a high point. It's higher than any portion of our water plant site, which could be advantageous to where we build the tank. However, that subdivision didn't want us to build a tank there, so that decision had been made. You know, the subdivision just to the south of there, who, the gentleman was here
Yes,
last month or month
a
before.
couple months ago.
3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where I was targeting to hopefully put that tank, because it's a high point there.
And there's trees on there too, isn't it? On
Well,
that-
and I think one of the other things that I'd heard y'all talk about too was the potential dollar cost you're gonna have to spend on the road next to the Saline Dairy Bar
Yeah.
to bring
Get
that
it.
up to county standards
Mhm.
and heavy enough duty to handle the trucks and things coming in and out of the water. So that's a consideration as well.
Matt, isn't there a piece right there on that corner, the southwest corner, 2 acre piece that's not there?
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't have anything on it.
Yeah, they tore the house down or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's fence. They cleared that corner right there with that fence, where they took the house down, so.
What do you think of that?
I'm just thinking, I mean, that would be a better purchase, buy the 2 acres and square his up with one, I mean, on Congo Road and take the piece all the way out. Land for,
Yeah, right back to the back. If he would fraction it up, if he would sell us the southwest or southeast corner of his property and then buy the piece out front, is it for sale?
I mean, his was.
Don't know about it.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know,
Or give him some of the top half of that 2 acre, give him more Congo road frontage, and then take
he's
that,
got a road.
and then you go, because that's all we're looking for is a road.
Well, and an easement, pipeline easement.
Right, I agree, a road and easement.
Yeah.
I guess one other thing I should probably add, I've thought about this a lot. The children will probably be making the actual decision, not Mr. Shepard.
I think that's right.
They're all, I think, pretty well set. think there's a possibility they may just be interested in doing the simplest transaction they can do in this spot. That's a problem. And not deal with, oh, let's buy this, let's trade that, let's sell a piece, let's.
Well, all we need is 80 feet, it's worth a try. We might need another acre for the tank site, but that's at most 3 acres. The rest is there because it's there. I hear what you're saying about simplicity, but at 55,000 an acre, do we really need to buy 8 or 9 acres that we really don't need when it comes to?
I will agree.
I agree.
I've said for a while, buy the 2 acre tract and trade half of it against what, I think it was exactly what Sean just said.
Yep.
I think it's so common sense, it's staring us in the face. But even if that's not possible, buying less than 13 and a half acres, I think we ought to tell them what we're really interested in, and that may be short of the whole. Because we went from 37 to 45 to 55, it's getting very expensive.
Yep. And right now, we can't buy property anyway,
Right.
not at that price. We gotta watch our dollars we're spending
So
right
we're
now.
going to have Randy go back to them and see if they would entertain an offer of selling the southeast corner of their property as an option.
Once we get a feel for who owns that little southwest 2 acre chunk.
Yeah.
I think we looked that up, and somebody lived in Jacksonville. I do remember that. Wasn't it?
Yeah, Jacksonville,
A Jacksonville address, or Sherwood address. Yeah.
Now, that 2 acres is a real sweet spot for a fast food restaurant or a bank.
Not if it's not in Benton. Not if it's not in Benton. And if they're not contiguous to the city,
No, 2 acres is enough to park.
not for a restaurant,
Fight that out.
not for a restaurant, you can put a restaurant on a septic system?
I don't know if you
You can put a restaurant on a septic system?
Well, the Salem Dairy Bars or something.
It's a sweet spot for
And they
a
exist.
commercial establishment. But I think that we should at least spend a couple days looking at that, trying to call these people and find out if they do want to sell it. Because what we really need is an 80-foot strip leading from Congo
Yeah.
to us, plus perhaps that extra acre for the tank.
Right.
It's 3 acres.
Well, we can take whatever width that 2 acre piece is and just extend it down. And see, I did an exhibit on that last month. You did.
I think it's 225 by 450. We could use half that 225, slap the other rectangle on the back, and we're done.
Trading the Purcells.
Yes.
Yeah, they go for it. Give them more frontage.
They're gonna get the better end of that deal.
Yeah.
Town squares is proper.
Yeah, it's an odd piece. It's an odd shape. And they sold it out the southwest corner, and, or, I don't know, they just don't have the southwest corner and the northwest corner. For whatever reason. Well, we'll put together an exhibit and see if Randy can give it, do some swapping with us. We'll report back next month.
Yeah,
Whatever you want.
that'll work.
Hey, 400,000 here, 400,000 there, eventually it adds up.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean,
Yeah,
just bring-
that is gonna be an issue. We won't get these easements in, I get it. Boy, it is a nice piece of property. All right, we don't need a motion, if y'all do that. Randy, when they get that together,
I'll
probably,
talk to Curtis.
just
about
tell
some of these
them.
different ideas and see what they might be able to
Yeah.
do.
I hope, they're good people, I know they are.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sean, you'll be watching, you'll stay with them when Matt and them get that ready, if you'll move that right into the easement committee. Anything else? What I do with my notes? Well, I moved them, I don't know what I did with them. here. Good. All right, that's pretty much all I had. We did a lot of meeting and a lot of stuff the last month. Anticipate more next month.
We added that one item to the agenda.
Energy property along the river. Yes, we already voted on that, and
We just added it to the agenda.
We added it to the agenda, that's all we did.
I was just adding it to the agenda because it was not on the original agenda.
We've got to talk about.
No, we voted to add it to the agenda, and that's all we did.
Okay. So we want to go back and talk about that. I got you.
Yes. Has anybody talked to the lady from Entergy? And had discussions of what they're looking for and what they're wanting?
She sent, I've been copied on some emails.
Yeah.
You were too.
Yeah, I know.
She sent Mariah another email and asked if this had been discussed. Her original email says that, see if your group is at all interested in Entergy acquiring 10 to 15 acres of the 40 acres of the 40 acres. So we have this is our 40 acres right here. She's talking about this piece here. And so she's talking about acquiring a piece of this 40 right here for some sort of solar project, which looks like they got one right across the road right here, if you can see my pointer. So I guess they're wanting to expand the solar project across here and do some sort of purchase some of our 40 acres and do another solar project. That's what one sentence in the email said.
That's what I know.
This is not Miss Bogart, is it?
Yes.
Kimberly, is that who this is?
Yes.
I would entertain a motion to vote no. Can we do that?
You can. To not even, that we don't even want to entertain it.
That property is worth a bundle without those solar panels sitting on it. One day we won't need it all, and that'll be a pretty good income coming back. So
we don't need the money. As times they gave us on our protective easement, they have easements running up Rimmel Dam Road that we may need cooperation. Just throwing it out there.
we can hold on to it. I remember those days when we dealt with them, sir. They were tough.
But you're saying we may need to meet with them some more, to deal with them some more.
I'm gonna make a statement.
So
I've dealt with the big gorilla before, but you know what? You still sit down and you work out things, and I got a meeting with them next week.
Yeah.
You still sit down with them and you entertain what they're asking for, and you entertain what they're wanting. If it's a good deal for both parties, it's a good deal for both parties, no matter what.
Right.
How hard it is to get to the final decision, sometimes they're tough, and you want to jump up on a table and just start fighting, but I think you still entertain the motion, you go and see what they're looking for. This could be a very good deal for our organization that potentially needs some cash that for the future, or the near future. If we're not selling it, maybe you're leasing the land. I can tell you, a lot of these large solar facilities, they're not purchasing the farmland. They're leasing the land, and then in 30 years, it reverts back to the original owner.
You have my attention. Leasing. I'm not for shutting them out.
Okay?
I just still.
I think we either we need to have them come to our next meeting and ask them to come and speak, or somebody needs to go speak with them and just say, what are you actually talking about? What are you talking about? And
Details.
just again, the details.
Yeah.
Is it we want to buy and only buy, or is there other options? I mean, again, what is the deal? you always entertain the deal.
The amount of property that they're inquiring about, would that affect what we need?
And that's what I don't know. How much property are we actually going to build on there as an intake structure?
How much? Our big project is down here on the river, down here on this.
Okay. Because I know at first you weren't sure where you're going to build your I know the intake, but where's the pumping station and all that?
All that's gonna be down here.
Okay.
And then we have a road that's designed to come out and hug this north line coming all the way out to the road.
So that other property basically right now is,
We have nothing planned for it. on
Okay.
the Initial project.
Can you put those under a power line?
you can put them, in a lot of places.
They put them on the power line, there's a good place down there for that. Down next to the blacktop, man, where that power line comes through.
I'm just gonna say solar, to have any input, like just 1 megawatt, you have to have about 7 acres. It's,
Yeah.
you need a lot of land to do a little bit. And I guarantee you what they like is they looked at it and it probably got some flatness to it and open. They would probably want to be away from the tree line, so where they're able to get more exposure.
You can see the shallow line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, where's the sun at that point?
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, so depending on when that's shot, that's why they like eastern Arkansas, because there's no trees over there. It's all farmland and flat.
So is the motion needed?
And the question is, who's going to reach out because
Yeah.
to the entity? Do you want to, it sounds like Dickie does not need to be the person who reaches out to
I
him.
think that's a good idea.
I'm gonna just throw that out. I mean,
Matt, you dealt with, I don't have anything against her, she and I get along
I
fine.
know Kimberly,
Yeah, I know, you've dealt with her, you and I have dealt with her, yeah, she's all right.
You know, they were communicating with Mariah.
yeah, but again, Mariah has been asked to step away, so I don't think we need to add any
Right,
duties to Mariah's.
yeah, I agree.
What?
Matt has to deal with her all the time anyway, I think.
not all the time, or not all the time.
I got you.
I mean, if you want another board member to be there, I'd be willing to meet with Matt, so there's 2 of us hearing at that time.
I like it, yeah.
And I don't have a problem with that.
Well,
If anybody else wants to do it, I'm good with letting somebody else go with Matt.
You deal with energy quite a bit too, so that's.
Yeah, they might not like me after Monday, but
We need a motion for that, Counselor, or we'll just do
You're just exploring.
we're
okay.
exploring.
And then bringing it back to the board
I like
next.
that.
Okay, all right.
I'd rather not. Anything else?
And you all are good with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
just.
If not, we're in good welfare. Motion to adjourn?
Wait, got public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, I forgot. My bad. Before we adjourn, save this part for public comment. Anybody there like to speak, ask questions? Doesn't matter, we have time always. Motion to adjourn?
Dickie?
So moved.
Did you see someone?
Who second?
Somebody
Mr.
said.
Brumley,
You second?
would you like to say anything, sir?
Sure.
No.
We're always willing to listen.
Thank you.
That's a good meeting the other day we had, sir. Thank you for that.
All right. Did somebody second we can adjourn?
We did.
We did.
Okay.